Have you ever heard of a place where deserts hide ancient secrets and entire cities are carved into the rocks? Welcome to Jordan, a country shrouded in mysteries that defy the passage of time. Imagine a land that holds the enigmatic Petra, known as the Lost City, yet never truly forgotten, or the Dead Sea, one of the lowest points on Earth, where salty waters promise miraculous properties but hide a looming threat. It's disappearing rapidly. And what about a country that simultaneously preserves biblical stories and Roman ruins, yet grapples with modern challenges, like hosting millions of refugees in such a small space? Get ready to dive into a destination where the past and present collide, revealing both beauty and conflict. What makes Jordan such a unique and fascinating place? Stay with me and find out. Jordan is a small yet remarkable country, located in the heart of the Middle East. It shares borders with Syria to the north, Iraq to the northeast, Saudi Arabia to the east and south, and Israel and Palestine to the west. Its territory spans approximately 89,342 square kilometers, making it smaller than Portugal, but with an impressive geographic diversity. Despite its strategic position, the country is predominantly desert, with the Wadi Rum Desert stealing the spotlight. Its breathtaking landscapes have served as the backdrop for major Hollywood productions like The Martian and Dune. Jordan is also home to the mysterious Dead Sea, which sits about 430 meters below sea level, the lowest point on Earth. But what few people know is that this sea is shrinking year by year. In terms of population, Jordan is home to around 11 million people, most of whom are concentrated in the capital, Amman. The city is a true mosaic of cultures, blending tradition and modernity on every corner. Geopolitically, the country plays a crucial role. Although it lacks abundant natural resources like oil, it is seen as a point of stability in a historically turbulent region. Jordan's history is like an ancient book, filled with fascinating chapters. It begins with the earliest civilizations that inhabited the region over 10,000 years ago, when hunter-gatherers gave way to the first agricultural communities. In antiquity, the territory was home to the mysterious Nabateans, a people who dominated trade in the region and built the iconic Petra, the Rose City. With remarkable architectural skills, they carved palaces and tombs into the rocks, creating one of the modern wonders of the world. Later, the region came under the rule of great empires, including the Romans, who left an impressive legacy, such as the Roman theater in Jerash. During the Middle Ages, Jordan became a strategic point during the Crusades, hosting fortresses and castles that witnessed epic battles between Christians and Muslims. In modern times, Jordan as we know it began to take shape after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire in the early 20th century. Under British rule, it was called Transjordan until it gained independence in 1946. Since then, the country has been governed by the Hashemite dynasty, with King Abdullah II on the throne since 1999. Despite being a young nation, Jordan carries centuries of history that continue to shape its identity and role in the Middle East. If there's a place in the world that combines history, mystery, and surreal landscapes, it's Jordan. And it all starts with the country's crown jewel, Petra, the Rose City, an archaeological site so incredible it feels like something out of a movie. Walking through the Sikh, the narrow gorge leading to Petra's entrance, and coming face to face with the monumental treasury is an experience that leaves anyone speechless. Another must-visit destination is the Wadi Rum Desert, known as the Valley of the Moon. Here, you can explore the red dunes and unique rock formations aboard a jeep or ride a camel, just like the Bedouins once did. At night, the starlit sky turns the desert into an unforgettable spectacle. Pro tip: bring comfortable clothes, and remember that desert nights can get chilly, so a jacket is essential. You can't talk about Jordan without mentioning the Dead Sea, where you literally float thanks to the high salt concentration. Beyond being a fun experience, its waters are said to have therapeutic properties that attract visitors from all over the world. A word of advice: Avoid entering the water if you have cuts or wounds, as the high salt content can cause irritation, and be careful not to let the water get into your eyes. For those who love religious history, a stop at Mount Nebo is a must. According to biblical tradition, it was from here that Moses viewed the Promised Land. The view is breathtaking, especially at sunset. Finally, don't miss exploring the vibrant capital, Amman, a fascinating blend of tradition and modernity. Stroll through the bustling streets, try the authentic mansaf, a traditional dish made with lamb and yogurt, and visit the Citadel, which offers stunning panoramic views of the city. Before you travel, keep in mind that most tourists need a visa to enter Jordan, but the process is quite simple. The Jordan Pass is a great option, as it includes a visa and entry to several attractions, saving both time and money. It's also good to know that Jordan has a dry climate, so staying hydrated is essential, especially in places like Petra and Wadi Rum. Speaking of Petra, plan to explore early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is less intense. Now, a note on local customs. Jordan is a predominantly Muslim country, so dressing modestly is important, particularly in rural areas. Public displays of affection are uncommon, and always ask for permission before photographing people. In daily interactions, haggling over prices in markets and taxis is common, but when exploring tourist attractions, always look for licensed guides. With these tips in mind, your trip to Jordan will be smooth, safe, and above all, unforgettable. When it comes to the economy, Jordan is a true example of resilience. Unlike many of its Middle Eastern neighbors, it lacks vast oil reserves. This forces the country to get creative and seek alternatives to support its population of around 11 million people. Jordan's economy is primarily based on services such as tourism, trade, and education. The country also has a growing tech industry and is known as a hub for startups in the region. Additionally, Jordan has phosphate deposits, a vital resource for its trade balance. However, the economic challenges are significant. Jordan imports most of the food and energy it consumes, putting pressure on its balance of payments. On top of that, the country hosts millions of refugees, primarily from Syria and Iraq, which strains its infrastructure and public services. And what about the cost of living? Well, Jordan isn't exactly cheap. The average monthly salary in the country ranges from 400 to 500 Jordanian dinars, roughly $560 to $700. Rent in Amman, for example, can vary between 250 and 500 dinars, $350 to $700 for a modest apartment. Monthly grocery expenses for a family typically range between 150 and 200 dinars, $210 to $280. On the positive side, the government has been investing in renewable energy, such as solar and wind power, to reduce reliance on imports. These projects are beginning to transform the country's energy landscape and may have a long-term positive impact. Despite these challenges, Jordan manages to maintain a certain level of economic stability and attract international investors, thanks to its strategic location and reputation as a safe haven in an otherwise volatile region. Jordan is a country deeply shaped by its traditions. The Jordanian people are renowned for their hospitality. It's common for visitors to be invited for coffee or even a full feast, such as mansaf, the national dish made with lamb and dried yogurt. In rural areas, the Bedouin way of life is still very present, with practices like sheep herding and a strong connection to the desert. Another fascinating aspect of Jordanian culture is the respect for religious traditions. The majority of the population is Sunni Muslim, and Islam influences everything from holidays to the way people dress and interact. Despite this, Jordan maintains relatively peaceful coexistence among different religions, with a small but significant Christian community. On the other hand, Jordan faces contentious issues that impact the daily lives of its people. One of the most prominent challenges is related to refugees. The country hosts approximately 1.3 million Syrian refugees, along with Palestinians and Iraqis. This humanitarian generosity is admirable, but but it also puts significant strain on local resources, creating tensions in sectors such as healthcare, education, and housing. Another sensitive topic in Jordan is freedom of expression. While the country is considered one of the most stable in the region, control over the press and criticism of the government remain controversial issues. Strict laws can lead to imprisonment for posts deemed offensive, particularly on social media. Social inequality is another issue that stands out. Despite advancements in infrastructure, youth unemployment reaches 40%, and many Jordanians face financial struggles in a country with a high cost of living. Even so, it's important to highlight that Jordan is actively working to address these challenges. Projects to improve education, invest in renewable energy, and attract more tourists are underway. The government has also sought international support to manage the refugee situation, which could bring benefits to both citizens and immigrants. Amid all this, national pride remains strong, especially when it comes to the country's culture and history. Jordanians have immense respect for their past and demonstrate remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. Jordan is a country that amazes with its ability to blend tradition and modernity, natural beauty, and ancient history. From the mysteries of Petra to the warm hospitality of its people, it's impossible not to be captivated by this land so rich in stories and meaning. But as we've seen, Jordan also faces challenges. The struggle to balance its renowned hospitality with the needs of its own population, the battle to overcome economic difficulties, and the pursuit of greater freedom of expression are all issues that demand attention. Even so, the strength and resilience of the Jordanian people are a testament to the idea that, with creativity and determination, any obstacle can be overcome. Jordan's future is being shaped by projects focused on education, technology, and sustainability, along with ongoing efforts to preserve its unique culture and history. And this is precisely what makes the country so fascinating: its ability to look toward the future without losing sight of its roots. Whether as a travel destination or a nation with a rich history to share, Jordan remains a place of hope, perseverance, and inspiration for the world. And in the end, isn't that what truly matters?